Okay guys, so this is officially the last problem that we are doing for today. Now for this one, I wanted you to go ahead and try it on your own. So I want you to pause this video and go ahead and try to do this. It's a very similar thing as the previous problem that we just did, proving or disproving that the point 1 square root of 5 lies on the circle centered at the origin. Again, origin means it's at 0, 0 and containing the point 0, 1. Okay, so now that hopefully you've given it a try, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one, and then let's see if you were able to, if you were on the right track. Maybe you actually understood it, and if you didn't, then we're gonna go ahead and just do it over again. Okay, and then you can check to see what you did and maybe something you missed or something you just forgot to do. So again, it says proving or disproving. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick sketch. I always like to do a quick sketch before I start, just to have a general idea of where these points are going to be. So I have my y, my x. So they're telling me that they want me to prove or disprove 1 comma square root of 5. So that's going to be about, let's just say here. It's in the first quadrant. And then the center is here, and then the point 0, 1. Okay, so we don't know if this point is, but if anything, it could look like this. So let's go ahead, and again, we need to know the center, which we do. It's at the origin, which is 0, 0, but we don't know the radius. So I'm going to go ahead and find the radius. And now the radius is going to be the distance from here, the center, to the point. So in this case, I'm going to be looking at this point and this point. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and use the distance formula to figure that out. So distance equals square root, again, y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and say this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2, and plug these values in. Alright. So, y2 minus y1, that's 1. 1 minus 0 is just 1 squared, plus x2 is right over here, minus x1, that's just 0 squared. So then the square root of 1 is just 1. That means my radius here, I'm going to go ahead and write that here. My radius is 1. Now, that tells me that the point here from the center to any point on the circle is also going to have a distance of 1. So I'm going to go ahead now and check if this point and this the center, if their distance is also 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now this is going to be x2, y2. Okay, so the first step is y2 minus y1. So that's going to be just square root of 5 squared plus x2 minus x1. 1 minus 0 is just 1 squared. And then 5, this cancels out. So it's just 5 plus 1 equals square root of 6. So that means that the distance here from this point, center, to this point is square root of 6, which is not our correct distance. Our correct distance should have been just 1. So our answer here would be no, the point 1 comma square root of 5 is not on the circle. Okay, and then you would give a brief explanation, which is just what I said, but you would go ahead and write it out. Because the radius here and the distance here between these 2 points do not match, then this point does not lie on the circle. Okay, so that was pretty much it for today. We have completed 10.7, and hopefully you're feeling pretty confident. We definitely have been doing a lot of problems, and we've learned lots of properties, lots of theorems that go with circles. Circles is it's a really cool unit, I think, once you're able to understand how they all work together. So yes, if you have any questions, just again, feel free to keep reviewing these lessons and using GeoGebra, using the textbook. All of these examples are, they're just for you to help you understand it. And if you are, just keep up the great work. And that pretty much sums up this chapter. There's only 7 sections in this chapter, so for the next lesson, we're going to do a quick review, and that should be getting you prepared for the test. All right, guys. Bye. See you next time.